will literally show you the Korea that you've been wanting to see.
Yes, it is time to experience the nooks and crannies of Korea as if with your own 2 feet on
K-Patch
with Jennifer.
That's right, it's a Thursday, and even if I'm broadcasting remotely, it's not going to stop us from our regular programming, getting Jen into the studio with her wonderful videos. Hello, Jen.
Hello from the other side of the world there.
I am, yes, in London now. How did you know? I fled.
I can't tell.
Ran away. It does sound like we're almost sitting next to each other, at least in my earphones. Listeners, I hope it's the same for you. How's it been in the studio by yourself, Jen?
Well, it's actually really cozy and nice, just using it all by myself.
Are you
What about you?
Sitting in the other's chair as well for
I
the
just
first
took
time,
your chair, Peter.
How does it feel?
Well, it feels just like my chair.
You can get used to it, right? I don't think I'm going to have a seat to go back to tomorrow, unfortunately.
I mean, I think you will feel really comfortable airing it at home.
I mean, it's quite nice. Yeah, I'm at my mum's place, actually. I was isolating here.
That
so
is really nice, the decoration and all.
We've both got Christmas decorations in the background, which is lovely. How have you been otherwise, Jen? I see you're dressed very warmly today.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the theme for today's costume is just to be safe and warm. And I hope I don't offend the Korean male listeners because, you know, my brother used to hate this because it kind of looked like 갈갈이. Do you know that term?
For the army, are we talking
Exactly.
about?
There's this costume that looks exactly like this.
Wow. And so maybe the people who've been to the army think you're making light of it by
Yeah,
wearing
I'm just bringing
it.
the nightmare up again.
No, that's a kind of fashion, isn't it? I think there's one British brand that does a really nice version of that kind of jacket. Yeah.
Actually, my mom bought this like a couple of decades back in the UK.
Wow, that
Yes,
explains
this is
it
the
then.
UK fashion, guys.
I don't even have one of those, and I'm from Britain, so I'm a little jealous, I must say. Today's hashtag, Jen, is umju, or drinking, and Brian sent in a message. He also sent in a photo, but sorry, listeners, once again, we're not going to be able to show your photos for the hashtag or for K-Patch actually today because of the technical issues associated with doing it remotely. But Brian had a huge cabinet full of alcohol, and his message says, "For a while, my friends called me a total Korean ajashi because I primarily drank soju and beer. Lately, some friends have been getting into whiskey tasting, so now I've been amassing a not-so-cheap collection of whiskies." Oh, that's pretty cool.
You know, I always wonder, though, is soju really the Korean thing? Like,
as in, do other countries drink soju?
yeah, I mean, like, as the listener just commented, soju, a lot of people find it really Korean culture. I'm just curious, like, is that really unique culture alcohol-wise?
Yeah, of course, because soju is Korean. Until recently, I don't think it was easily found outside of Korea. So that's what makes it Korean, because obviously we've had Korean beers for a long time, but you could get different country beers in different places on the planet. But nowadays, I think due to K-Hallyu booms, many people are trying to drink soju to maybe emulate their favorite K-drama scenes and things like that.
Too
What about
bad
you
that I
personally?
can't see the photo.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Are you a drinker at all, Jen? Do you stay clear
Me?
of alcohol?
Well, I used to drink when I was in college, but at the moment, I have literally nobody to drink with because my husband, he stopped drinking because of the health issue.
Oh,
And my
wow.
father, likewise. So, yeah, I do some wine time to time with my mother. That's pretty
But
much
apart
it for
from
me.
Wow, and you don't like drinking alone?
Well, I don't hate it, but literally, like after my baby goes to sleep, I fall asleep together. Sorry for the
There is no
boring answer,
time.
guys.
No, that's the truth, especially when you become a parent. Yeah. Silver Granny Lynn says, I've finally gathered all the ingredients to make makgeolli from scratch.
Whoa!
Wow. Wait, you did the makgeolli for us, Jen, one time, didn't you?
I hope I inspired you.
Yeah, and it tasted quite good, you said, right?
It was exactly the same as it was sold on the store, really.
Yeah, that's what you want to say to start your makgeolli business, isn't it?
But for me, I had all the ingredients in the kit. But for our listener, I mean, preparing all by oneself, that's amazing, isn't it?
That's got to be tough, especially not in Korea as well, right? And Kay from St. Lucia says, drinking is like smoking. If you're trying to stop or reduce it, then the company and the friends you keep is important. It's so true. If all your friends drink and you don't, even though, of course, you're still the same person if you don't drink, it's just so awkward hanging out together, I think, right?
Yeah, that community pressure, I would say, in Korea, I feel it more strong compared to other countries. Especially if you go to like companies, we have a lot of 회식, which is that's actually Korean term, isn't it? Official staff meeting.
Yeah, like
unofficial staff meeting, right?
Company gathering after work, which maybe happens once a year in England at a Christmas party. It used to be much more common here, right? We got Chantel who's saying, we can get soju at Asian supermarkets in the Netherlands, not in our regular liquor stores. Moa Army says, I think soju is unique to Korea. Sherry Russell saying, soju definitely a Korean thing. Nobody has heard of it in the States unless you're like me and love Korean culture. Then you share it with your friends and family. Well, good job, Sherry. That's what we want to hear. And, I guess it's kind of a good segue to your videos, Jen, and your theme, because at the end of the year, lots of drinking usually occurs. I think it's when people drink the most. Unfortunately, due to COVID, that's probably not the case this time around. And so you've got something more friendly to keep our livers healthy to do at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's really true. Yeah. And so for this theme, I was wondering what I can show you guys, and it wasn't easy to find the perfect spot. Then I figured, a lot of people by the end of the year and also in the beginning of the new year, we tend to go to temples or to see beautiful nature and pray to the sun, wishing for the best to come for the next year. And so today, we're going to go off to this beautiful beach in Yeongjong-Do Island.
Oh, that's where the airport is, no?
That's true.
Incheon. Oh, fabulous. All right, let's check it out for a year-end special K-Patch.
Yeah, so the first part, you're going to see me praying at the temple. And there you're seeing the kiwa that is used for the roof, hoping for good health.
A traditional building.
I'm seeing a lot of different wishes.
Can you explain, Jen? Because I'm not on the stream.
Oh yeah, so on the kiwa, it says hoping for the good health and hoping to get good achievement study-wise. And here you're seeing me praying to the Dragon King, Eulwangni.
Wow. So, is this going out at the moment, Jen? Because I've got a delayed YouTube stream here, and it's not yet on there. Is it not going out? Is it going out on the right-hand side of the screen in the studio?
Yes, I can see the scene.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And now we're seeing me enjoying the grilled clam, which is one of the signature food on this island.
Please keep commenting away unless the video's finished.
And you're seeing the melting cheese. So, it's a great time in the winter to enjoy the seafood in Korea. And actually, you can enjoy these clams in the Incheon, which is in the Korean peninsula. But I tried this great clam food place in Yeongjong-Do Island, which was very close to Yongguksa, the temple that you've just seen in the very beginning of the video.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I think there's been some delay going on.
With the video stream, I think so.
No.
Sorry if the commentary was off timing. And is that the video at the end there, Jen? Is it finished?
It's finished.
Okie dokie. Sorry,
Yeah.
these are the technical issues when you broadcast remotely.
Well, it's a live show, guys.
The video is coming up on my little tablet right now, and it looks absolutely delicious, those grilled clams and whatnot. I believe our YouTube listeners will be hearing it right now as well. That looked fabulous. So the kiwa that you mentioned at the beginning, those are the tiles that go onto the roof?
Exactly.
And you write your wishes on the tiles?
Yeah, that's like a culture thing. Yeah.
And then you put them on the roof, or they just left on the ground?
Actually, it's usually piled up on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a ritual custom thing, not practical reason.
Yeah, I wonder why on tiles, because I visited a temple, I think it was in Andong many years ago, a beautiful, like, traditional Korean temple, and they had a tile on which Queen Elizabeth had written something on her visit to Korea decades ago. Yeah, and I was like, that's cool. And they actually, I think, put that tile on the roof to kind of display it, but that's not common with, like, regular people, I suppose.
Not every time. No.
Not for us.
Yeah,
normal.
and you actually saw some wishes written on the lanterns as well. And as I read it, it says wish for some good business to come for fishing, because you have to know it's an island and there are a lot of people in that fishing business. Yeah, and of course wishing for good health, peace.
Yeah, the common ones all across the world. And I know some people don't believe in that kind of thing at all. They're like, what a waste of time. But I do believe in the power of positive thinking. So if you're wishing and hoping for something, even just psychologically in your brain, it can maybe make a little change. Not necessarily saying that magic, ta-da, and everything will change, but just having that mindset is important.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, even in my case, I'm not a Korean traditional believer for Buddhism. But you'll see a lot of Koreans like my family who has become just like a culture, you know. You don't go to the temple every week, but like you just said, on important days and timing, you go there and just to go over your time, your year, and bring that positivity in your life.
Absolutely. We'll get to another of Jen's videos in part 2. We'll explain a little bit more about her first video as well. Any questions and queries, do let us know. Here's some Yuna now, Kido or Pray. We are back for part 2 of K-Patch with Jen in the studio, doing a year-end special as we approach the last day of 2021. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve, isn't it? And Jen has shown us a lovely first video of Yeongjong Island, which is famous for having the airport, Incheon International Airport, on it. I got to see all that video again in the song break, being remote. Today it's not as smooth as usual. Our apologies once again. But that island, Jen, there's a lot of other things on it. It's not just a tiny island where there's one airport and nothing else, right?
No. So this island, I'd highly recommend you guys to check it out. A lot of people, when they land on the airport, you get to take the express subway like I did actually before. But actually, there's so many beautiful beaches that you're about to discover in the second part of the video as well. And also some great grilled clam places, as well as luxury hotels as well.
Yeah, we showed you, what was it, a couple of weeks back, the Paradise area. And that's very close to the airport.
Very
There's
close.
Also the H Yacht Hotel, I think it is out there, or one of the other luxury brands. And they are very pricey. Yeah, I'm not saying the brand name deliberately. But it's okay. As long as you're getting paid for it, Jen, then we can share the sponsorship deal.
I'm still an amateur, sorry guys.
we had some comments to the video as well. Steve was saying the temple has really nicely crafted artwork and decor. I've seen the tiles at another temple. And Jackie Wong says, we did the roof writings in Busan as well. And is it the same on this island? Yeah, it does seem to be the same. So which temple did you go to again, Jen?
Yeah, so I've been to Yongomsa. Originally, I planned to go to the Yonggungsa, which is known to be more famous if you actually research online. But according to the staff, it was meant to be closed by 4 because of the pandemic, probably because it was more well known to people.
Okay.
So I went to Yeongjongsa instead, but it was actually really nice. Little cozy, calm place, very close to 선녀바위 beach, where I filmed the sunset moment.
Oh, nice. And yeah, temples in Korea, I think like churches in Europe, they're usually open to the public, right? You can just wander in basically. And sometimes the monks there or the Buddhist nuns will be really happy to like welcome you in. Sometimes you get a cup of tea and stuff. Obviously in COVID times,
True.
it might be a little different. But yeah, it's like in the West with churches that open their doors and you take a look around. You can leave donations if you want to. I don't think you have to, but it would be nice for the upkeep and whatnot, right? Yeah. Many comments, I must say, Jen, for the food in that video.
Really?
Princess Mama saying, OMG, yum. Alex saying, OMG, I want that can with a yum. Silver Granny is drooling on her keyboard. Gabby is saying from Peru, I don't like seafood particularly, but that looks amazing. And I think that's the thing with clams. Yeah, there are maybe more Westerners, or from my experience of Britain, people who like mussels as well, and clams and shellfish. But also the cheese being melted all over it. I think that helps with people who don't really like seafood as well.
I think Koreans really like to blend different sauces with original foods, like with cheese and some spicy gochujang. Soybean sauce, etc.
And yeah, just adding cheese to most Korean foods seems to work, like with ramyeon, with tteokbokki, with clams, and anything else you can think of. Cheese and kimchi goes so well together because of the spiciness of the kimchi. And so on the West Coast, that is like one of the dishes you got to try is the grilled clams. Right?
And it's not just about the flavor. I was really impressed to see 사장님, the boss of the 음식점, the food store. He was with us throughout the journey to get that perfect timing of the flavor. Because
helping you grill it.
Exactly, yeah. It's not so, you're not really familiar with cooking, and surely it's hard to know the right timing to eat. But 사장님 was with us and chatting, and it was a really soothing moment, actually.
Yeah, so in Korea, we have many restaurants where you will cook at your table, including the meat ones, right? And I think sometimes if you're not used to it, it can be a bit overawing, like you're thinking, what am I doing? I paid to eat at this restaurant. Why do I need to cook it?
Yeah.
And there are some, I really do prefer the restaurants where they cook for you. They can be a little bit more expensive, but the waitress, or sometimes, like Jen said, the owner of the place, the 사장님, can come around and do it for you at certain places. And you're right, with shellfish, I don't know how long it takes for them to get ready, right, and be okay to eat and stuff like that.
Yeah, and there were different kinds of clams, like karibi and seokwa, the oyster. And as you said, if you get that kind of service, you would expect to pay a lot. But trust me, it was much cheaper compared to ones in the city.
The jogekui is not too expensive, right? For 2 people, do you remember how much roughly you paid?
It was 6만 원 for full course.
Okay, for a full course. So about $60 for 2 people for all of those different varieties. You get so many. And the cheese on top as well. One place I like to go to in Gangnam, because there are lots in Seoul as well, they have a little silver, like, aluminium foil tray where they put the cheese and then they pour in the juices from the clams into that tin, and then it all boils together and reduces.
Oh my God.
Delicious, really, really good. Although I must say, and I wonder if you'll agree with me, Jen, be honest, after eating so many clams, I'm kind of fed up of clams for about a couple of months. Like, I don't need to eat them again for a while.
Yeah, that happens to me too. So that's why I ordered some kalguksu, the noodle, which wasn't in the video, but it went really well together.
Well, even more than was in the video. right? Okay. In the second video, I think this
Yes.
is where we're going to get more towards an end of year special. What are we going to see? I'm not going to talk, so can you just commentate on the video as it goes out?
Sure. So originally, when I was planning for this trip, for this content, I wanted to show you guys the sunset. And based on my research, this beach called 선녀바위, meaning 선녀 Rock, happened to be pretty famous for the sunset filming. So you're going to see me going there. And also, as we've been talking about the airport, I happened to capture this quite surprising moment, seeing the airplane flying really close to the land.
Wow.
All that coming up in the part
That's
two.
amazing. All right, let's take it away. Jen is going to explain what's going on.
Yep, so I have arrived at the beach. And there on the beach, you can see the seashells, a lot of different shapes of seashells. And unfortunately, as you can see, it was a bit cloudy, very cloudy day, but it was worth to take some time there. There were quite a lot of people praying to the sun. And you have to know, this is the West Sea coast. So the high and low tide gap is pretty big. And that was pretty impressive thing to see for me personally, because I'm more used to East Sea, 동해바다. And that's my hobby, by the way. And we were heading to see this 선녀바위 rock. 선녀, by the way, is a fairy, often found in Korean tales.
So pretty.
And there you're seeing the seashells. It was impressive to see how the seashells were fully covering the beach. Yeah, and there I was walking on the beach until I noticed the wind was so freezing.
There's an airplane coming.
And there you're seeing the airplane flying right near, landing actually. Because there was the airport and the hotel surrounding the airport. And that's the last sunset that I captured on my way back to Seoul.
And that's it.
That's it!
Oh, I'm still on the beginning part of this with your hubby running around on the beach. But that sounds, and from the images I've seen so far, looks delightful. I'm always impressed at how creative Koreans are by naming rocks that, in my opinion,
right?
don't look very similar to what they're said to look. That was meant to be a fairy.
It is. Seonnyeo is a fairy.
I guess in terms of the silhouette, you could say pretty much any rock looks like anything if you're saying, you know, it's just a shadow it's casting. But I get what they mean, because maybe in like a traditional sense of a lady wearing a bigger skirt or something.
Yeah, the figure looks like a woman body to me. And I think relatively speaking, it's pretty uncommon to find such shape. Because we've seen a lot of rocks named with animals.
Dragons,
Dragons, exactly.
Earlier.
But Seonnyeo was the first rock that I saw.
Yeah, no, I love the beach in the winter as well. I think it was Moa Army who said the winter seaside is just so cold but refreshing at the same time, right?
Clean.
If you're there, yeah, the West Coast is so close to get to from Seoul. If there's no traffic, you can get out there in, about 50 minutes, something like that. And I went one winter where the sea and the waves on the shore, they were actually frozen. So it was an unbelievable scene. And it's a shame that it was cloudy, but many of the listeners commented, it looked so beautiful. The sun rays kind of piercing the clouds a little bit here and there.
I know, right? And it was really surprising how fast the tides could get high that fast. It wasn't captured in the video, but actually there were like 3 people left on the spot where I was filming. And then 1 people luckily came to the beach side, and the rest 2, their legs were wet.
Oh no!
Yeah.
In the freezing cold.
And it was just like a couple of seconds gap. Like 1 to 2 seconds, literally.
Wow. All right, we'll be back with more talk from that video, that second one, and also some of your messages after this perfect track from M Flying, Sunset. And we are back for part 3 of K-Patch after listening to a bit of them flying there with Sunset and lots of messages for you, Jen. You've got maybe the best compliment a listener could give.
Woo-hoo!
Are you ready? Okay. Silver Granny Lynn in North Carolina listens to the show pretty much every day. We're so glad to have her on board. She's a big BTS fan. Her hubby is known as Grumpy Gnome. I think you'll remember that username, right? And he often doesn't watch the videos or listen to the show. But for your videos, he loved them so much today, he stuck around to watch them.
Thank
I
you.
think now that my ugly face is back on, he's switched off again. He's not watching anymore. But yeah, it really did look delightful. And, you know, that's the problem with going to see the sunset or the sunrise.
Yes.
You can't be sure that there's not going to be clouds, right? Especially if it's a set day like New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, right? It's a gamble to go, right?
I know, right? I mean, when I first when I arrived on the island, I said, yay, this is the perfect weather. And then it got suddenly so cloudy. Yeah.
But luckily, if it was totally cloudy, it might have been a bit of a letdown of a video. But because you could see the sun piercing through, and then one of the final scenes, you could see the clouds really dark, but then some orange sky behind it. It looked amazing.
Thank God.
It's my favorite time of day, twilight, when the sun is just going over the horizon.
Yeah, and you know, when the sun shed some light on the 선녀바위, the rock, it was spectacular.
Oh, that's what you're going there for, isn't it? Yeah. Steve saying very nice cloudy sunset background and that interesting fairy rock formation. Usually the clouds are better for photographs as well. Yeah, that's kind of true, Steve. If you've got too much of a direct sunlight and a clear sky, it doesn't look as impressive as the clouds. Well done. Siska saying, whoa, that is nice. Sherry also saying, what a beautiful beach. And also saying, Jen, you and your hubby are so cute. No. Gabby saying a romantic stroll as well. Is this something you do usually, Jen? Like
actually, I have to thank you all and the Daily K production team, because if it were not for this show, no, we would never have gone there and have that time.
Fantastic. You know, and the listeners have really appreciated you changing the color magically of your jacket throughout the show. They think it's the
Thank you for noticing that.
We want to see that now every week, Jen. No pressure, okay? And yeah, you caught that image of the plane just coincidentally going over the road, right?
Yes.
But there are some people, one of my friend's sons loves planes, like he's a plane freak. So he takes them out to Incheon and they watch the planes from viewpoints like that. So if there are any tourists to Korea who like planes as well, that Yeongjong Island is the perfect place to go.
Exactly. And you get that ocean background view together.
Yeah, it is truly spectacular. Did you have, I know it was filmed before the end of the year, Jen, but did you have anything in mind as you were saying goodbye to 2021?
2021, well, it's been really hectic, you know. A lot of things happen. You know, I've moved to the new city, and until then, everything was so up in the air, personally. And yeah, I'm still working on settling it down. And I really hope everyone's family are safe. I mean, in Korea, the corona is just going the wrong way. And yeah, you and PD님, everyone are safe, hopefully. Yeah.
Thank you for those lovely wishes. Yeah, and Jen, you know, we met this year, right? That's the first time we've properly met each other.
It feels like I met you like a couple of years back.
Yeah, because I think we might have said hello once or twice in the corridor of another station.
Yes.
And then we got to work together just briefly on a show, which was a bit of upheaval as well. It meant you leaving another show and then leaving that show. And then we got to meet on Daily K because you were kind enough to agree to come on my show. Because after working with you, I was like, Jen, it'd be perfect for K-Patch, seeing you on YouTube. And then it's been a pleasure, and our listeners have really loved having you on. Because we've had a couple of changes in recent times for K-Patch. So I hope you can stay on for a long time, Jen. I hope you don't leave us once you become a YouTube superstar.
Do you mean it?
I do mean it. Look, I'm looking into the camera with my puppy dog eyes, so you have to stay for a very long time. I really enjoyed I'm still enjoying your chocolates that you gave me for Christmas as well last week. Thank you, Jen. And the people I've shared that with, they said they've never seen such a big box of those chocolates in their life. Yeah, it's going to last me till Lunar
I'm glad
New
you
Year,
liked
I
it. Yeah. And for the past couple of months, together with our listeners, we've done a lot of things with me for this segment. We went kayaking and making foods at home. And I really hope a lot of more dynamic, fun things to come in the coming next year.
I'm so glad that you've been happy to do all of these things, Jen. We will try to send you on some more luxurious, relaxing videos in 2022. Just quickly before you leave as well, Jen, we've got a few more messages to read out to do with drinking or umju that I didn't get to earlier. Hartley said, as hangovers are no fun, I may believe in drinking often, but not excessively. Hashtag know your limits. Yeah, that's
Know
a
your
good
limit.
one.
Yeah, that's the hard part, isn't it?
Forestville, you also asked to get the Talk to Me in Korean membership. You can win the prize as well for today. You've sent us your email address. You said you won it before. I am sad that you didn't receive it in the past, so we'll do our best to work on that, Hartley. Thank you very much. And Kevin was saying to do with the hashtag drinking, being in a large family when I was growing up, it was often my father who doled out the punishment if anyone crossed the line. And since he also liked to drink, though seldom to excess, I subconsciously linked the two in my mind in my determination never to be like him. So to this day, and all the days I am remaining on this earth, I have been and will remain sober. Oh,
Wow.
Family influence does have a big role, I think,
I
right?
salute to your passion and devotion. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, Jen, thank you so much. A happy new year. We'll
Thank
see you in 2022.
I'm going to see you in the next year, right?
That sounds
my
weird,
God.
doesn't it? Have a wonderful
Have a
week.
great day, guys. Bye.
All right, let's get to our next track. It is the same title in English, Sunset, but it's Davici's Dole.